If you have been watching my pickups video for years, you probably know that I usually buy games when they are on sale or clearance. However, today's video is going to be different. As you can see from the big boxes on the desk, this is my most expensive pickups yet. And yes, there are even two sealed PS3 games here. Let me tell you, a sealed PS3 game in 2024 is not cheap. We will be going over 13 amazing games in today's video. As always, I will also give an update on my progress on the 10 must-play PS4 games in 2024. We have got a lot to cover, so without further ado, let's get started. I want to start with a couple of $30 Nintendo Switch games. The first one is Pokemon Shiny Pearl, a remake of 2006 DS game Pokemon Pearl. Pokemon is a childhood memory for many people, but I didn't grow up with it. Therefore, there is no special bond between me and the series. The last Pokemon game I bought was Pokemon X on 3DS, and I still haven't finished it yet. Recently, I've been hearing many people talk about the Pokemon games, which makes me want to give it another try. Hopefully, I can find some enjoyment this time. Just curious, for those of you who like Pokemon games, what do you like the most? Next up is a franchise I've been wanting to get into but never had a chance until now. Here we have Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Xenoblade is a series that many people have recommended to me, and I'm definitely interested. However, the game rarely goes on sale and usually sells out before it reaches my price range. But at $30, it was too good to pass up, so I decided to pull the trigger. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has received generally positive reviews. Its open world setup and the battle system are particularly appealing to me. Plus, I've heard the story is engaging and the characters are memorable. I am excited to finally dive into this game and start this great adventure. Next up is another $30 game, Forza Motorsport. Forza is the only racing franchise I truly enjoy. I usually spend hundreds of hours on each one of them. As the latest installment, Forza Motorsport drops the sequential number and promises a brand new experience for players. I've put a few hours into this game so far, and I really enjoy it. Compared to the Horizon series, I would say Motorsport is more hardcore. It's not for everyone, but I personally like to drive a few races at the end of the workday. It helps me relax and forget about real-world problems. My only complaint is the nearly 100GB update required at installation. Alright, let's talk about the most expensive game I got this time. Unicorn Overlord Monarch Edition. Unicorn Overlord gained significant attention when it first came out, and I must admit, I jumped on the bandwagon because of the hype. I spent $130 on this collector's edition, and I have some regrets. As I mentioned in my unboxing video, I don't think this collector's edition is worth that much. Right now you can get it for $20 cheaper, so I definitely bought it too early. If I can choose again, I will probably stick with the standard edition. Anyway, about the game itself, Unicorn Overlord is a tactical RPG. Its graphics and the tactical gameplay are what the players appreciate the most. Next, let's talk about the visual novels. Here we have Cafe Talk 1 and 2. These are single-shot editions, and they come with some additional goodies. I've already finished Cafe Talk on Xbox, and I cannot tell you how much I like it. The story is interesting, and the game creates a heartwarming atmosphere where players can relax while playing. When I heard there would be a physical release, I couldn't wait to get them. Each of them cost me $30, and I especially looked for PS4 copies due to the free PS5 upgrade. By the way, both unboxing videos are already made, so you can expect them very soon. Another visual novel I got is Anonymous Code Steelbook Launch Edition. This was a totally blind purchase. I discovered this game while browsing around. I heard it's from the same creator of Steins Gate and Chaos Child, both of which are my favorite visual novels, so this should be great. I mean, it better be great since I dropped $40 on it. It better not disappoint me. I've been buying quite a few visual novels lately. There are over 10 in my backlog right now, so I guess it's time to start tackling Song of Land. We have just crossed the halfway mark, so let's talk about the two PS3 games I got. Earlier this year, I was looking around and discovered that a major retailer still sells brand new PS3 games. Of course, they are not cheap, which is understandable. It's 2024 and those games are over 10 years old. Some of them are highly collectible items. I checked the entire store and I must say the selection was very limited. There were only two games I was interested in, and after wrestling with the decision for a while, I finally made a choice. The first game I picked up is Resonance of Fate. This one cost me a little over $27, and it dropped $4 right after I bought it. Yep, just waiting for me. I was looking to get this game on Xbox 360 around the time I started this channel. I found a copy, but then I heard it would be available on PS4. I decided to wait, but to my knowledge, there was no physical release for PS4. When I went back to get the 360 copy, it was long gone. Therefore, when I found this game again, it felt like a destiny. I knew I had to get it this time. There are some criticisms about this game, particularly that the battle system is a pain in the ass and it's quite grindy. However, I really like its setup, so I wouldn't mind to give it a shot. To be honest, I still prefer 360 copy, but I'm happy to have a PS3 copy after all these years. The next one is a total surprise, Hyperdimension Neptunia Victory. I remember back in 2017, I was trying to collect all the Hyperdimension games on PS3. I checked all the major retailers, including the one I got this from. None of them stocked this game at the time, and suddenly it became available in 2024. I have no idea what happened. It was $40, which is not cheap, but finding a brand new Hyperdimension game on PS3 in 2024 is rare. You don't see that every day, so I decided to pull the trigger. I monitored its price for 2 months before making the purchase. They never dropped it below $40, and they even increased the price at one point. However, right after I bought it, it dropped to $35. They were definitely waiting for me. Anyway, Hyperdimension Neptunia Victory is the third installment in the series, and Rebirth 3 on PS Vita is a remaster of this game. Having played most of my Hyperdimension games on the Vita, Neptunia Victory marks my first experience with the series on PS3. There are a total of 3 Hyperdimension games on PS3. I'm not sure if I will ever have the chance to get the other 2, but I'm happy to have this one in my collection. Before we move to the next game, there is one more thing I want to mention about the PS3 games. Back in 2018, I decided to stop collecting PS3 and Xbox 360 games. The main reason was that the PS5 was coming in 2 years, and I wanted to clear my PS3 backlog before it arrived. There was also a space issue. I was living in a rental apartment at the time, and the space was limited. I want to focus on growing my PS4 collection, so I had to make a sacrifice. If you ask me today, I kind of regret that decision. That was the last time we could still get a brand new PS3 games from major retailers. Getting those 2 brand new PS3 games cost me a lot of money now. This is the price I have to pay for the decision I made in 2018. Since we just talked about Hyperdimension game on PS3, let's move on to a new one on PS5. Here we have Neptunia Game Maker Revolution. It was released a couple of months ago, so it's pretty new. First of all, I paid $38 for it. I was in a dilemma about whether to buy this game so early. Based on my past observations, Hyperdimension games have low printer runs and sell out quickly. If you are extremely lucky, you might be able to grab it for $30 or less, but only right when it hits clearance. Most of the time, $40 is a reasonable price, so $38 isn't too bad. Neptunia Game Maker Revolution is a spin-off, One of the selling points is that players can ride motorcycles while exploring dungeons. I always enjoy Hyperdimension's sense of humor, it always makes me laugh. However, their gameplay can be quite grindy, which I am not a fan of. Looking on the bright side, at least this one is not a turn-based. Next up, we have another JRPG, Monochrome Mobius Rise and Run Through Forgotten. While the title might not sound familiar, it's part of Yuta Wariru Mono series. For hardcore JRPG players, this series is a must-know, and this installment celebrates the series' 20th anniversary. The deluxe edition includes a mini art book and a digital soundtrack. Unlike previous titles in the series, which sometimes feature visual novel elements or tactical role-playing combat, Monochrome Mobius follows a more traditional JRPG format with a turn-based combat system and a focus on exploration. I paid $40 for this game, which is typical for this type of game. Next, we have a Chinese RPG from Taiwan, Shenren Sword 7. We recently did an unboxing of the Xbox One edition. I had been searching for a PS4 edition and finally found one from a major retailer. However, it was listed at $50, which was way too much. Fortunately, I was able to grab it for $38 during a promotion. I recall it used to be $25, but since it's sold out everywhere, $38 was the best price I could find. Anyway, since we just did an unboxing of this one, you can check out the video for more details. We will eventually do an unboxing for the PS4 edition as well. Alright, here's the last game, and it's also the cheapest one. Nuclear Blaze. This one was only $15, and I didn't expect it to come with a box. It includes a keychain inside. Nuclear Blaze is a 2D platform game with pixel art graphics, where you play as a firefighter. The concept looks pretty interesting to me. I cannot wait to give it a try. This will be a unique experience. Those are all 13 games I got this time. Now let's talk about my progress on the 10 PS4 games I must play in 2024. I've finished 2 games in the past 1.5 months. The first one is LEGO Marvel Superheroes, an old school LEGO game that can be both challenging and sometimes annoying. You have to replay levels repeatedly to collect all the items. I'm not a big fan of this setup. I personally prefer the newer LEGO games. However, I did enjoy exploring the New York-based open world and tackling the little challenges. It was pretty fun. By the way, this year's New Year's resolution is to finish at least 1 LEGO game each quarter. I actually finished 2 in Q1, and LEGO Marvel Superheroes is the one I finished in Q2. The second game I finished is Doraemon Story of Seasons, Friends of the Great Kingdom. This is one of the bonus games this year. Friends of the Great Kingdom has made many improvements. The user-friendly interface provides a great user experience, and the gameplay is less grindy, making it more enjoyable. However, keep in mind that the Doraemon Story of Seasons is not a complete Story of Seasons experience. Due to the background of Doraemon, certain features are missing. For example, the marriage system is a big one that's left out. Playing Doraemon Story of the Seasons feels like being on a journey, unlike the traditional Story of Seasons, which is a farming simulator. Therefore, if you are not a fan of Doraemon, you might not find much enjoyment in this game. We are halfway through the challenge now. The second half is going to be tough, so let's see how it goes. If you like today's content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Take care, and I will see you soon.